Man, you just made me rethink so much of the stuff that I'm doing again. And some of this stuff I've heard, but you forget it because you fall back into the habits. And the way I
Yeah.
like to do stuff is I keep most of my balances low, but then I have my one or two cards that are my rewards cards, and I put all my business expenses through them, and I leave a small balance on, but I pay them off almost like completely. But like I forgot to check the reporting dates. Like some weeks there's $30,000 on them and then there's nothing. And you're thinking that you're doing a good thing, but you really don't know the game you're playing. So for people listening, especially for like my investors, my real estate people that are building up these fundings, they're running their businesses. What are some red flags? Like, what's the right way to be looking at this? What are some utilization things that we might be getting wrong? Like, and I know there's a million different layers to this onion, but just some
Is this a 6-hour podcast?
Yeah, I was going to say.
We might as well just do my one-day event, right? Okay, so the answer is yes, there is a work around for every single thing that they do, because what they're looking for is that 0.5% of borrowers who are so fastidious that it's part of their personality to act a certain way. That's the client's, that's the lender's the approval bullseye, are the anal retentive, perfect executors naturally. The rest of us have different financial habits. We were trained with different habits, all those things. And so now we have to learn them. I wouldn't be in business if we were all anal retentive. So thank you very much, everybody, for being a little more loosey-goosey. The big keys are everything I do is based on a target, right? You can miss the target completely, but everything is a target. So 1% at your statement close date that gets reported is better than 7%, but 7% is better than 18%, and 18% is better than 28%, not 30, 28, and which is better than 38%, 55, 75, and 95. Every one of those thresholds buys you juice with the lender. So if you're at 28%, your target is 18, because that's the next threshold that's going to get you more juice than you're already getting from the algorithm. All right. So number one, also, you got to know the difference between what is owed on the due date, that it comes from the balance at the statement date close. So whatever is on that statement date close, that is what is owed at the due date. You want ideal bullseye, that you want at 1% when your statement closes, period. Then you put that last one, and this is 1% of the limit, not 1% of your balance. The 1% of the limit. If you got a $10,000 limit, then you want it to be $100 that gets reported to the bureaus. That $100 remainder, that last 1%, goes on auto draft pay. It's an auto pay, because if they have control, you get juice from having auto pay. So it's a manual payment every month. Call it 3 days before statement close, and then auto pay for the balance to take you to zero. But remember, during that 23 to 25 days that you're running through, you're adding new charges. That's part of the current balance, not the statement from the previous month balance. If we know those terms, it's a game changer, 100% game changer, because that 1% is the bullseye, but it's not 1% at balance. Like I pay my balance down to 1% on the due date. Nope. You want to pay it to zero on the due date. Your 1% or 7% or 18, pay it down to whatever threshold you can afford. You pay those down by 3 days before the statement closes, especially weekends, so that you hit it right when the statement closes.